The next person that I want to talk to is Truvella Porter. Truvella Porter is a licensed clinical therapist, and she is the founder of the Jesus CheckIn app. So I am thrilled to bring her to the front. Truvella, are you here?
I am here. Hello, everybody.
Yes.
How are
So
you?
I'm going to tell you. So Truvella, Myrtle is Andrew's road dog, but when it comes to Pearl, Truvella was my road dog. Any little thing about Pearl, it's like, hey, I wrote two sentences today. Hey, I have a Library of Congress. Hey, I'm gonna go to my copyright and send this to the copyright office. What do you think? So Trudy got those types of text messages constantly, and then
Yes,
I would
yes.
call her and talk ad nauseum about the book. So yeah, so Truvella, thank you so much. I want you to put on another hat other than being my my Pearl Road dog. So uh as a therapist, I'm really curious when families decide that there's some things that just simply should not be talked about. How does that impact them? How does it impact the family?
Well, there's different levels of impact when
Mhm.
we talk about things that are just going to be hush hush. And we know, like, especially not just Black families, probably all families, there's something that happens and everybody's like, shh, what goes on in our house is not outside of our house,
Mhm.
and what happens is that impact is huge. So, the initial impact of that is whoever or whatever happened and whoever the victim was
Mhm.
is impacted at that moment.
Mhm.
They're not supported, they're not heard,
Mhm.
they're abused or, hurt in whatever way. And so that
Yeah.
impact is huge in that moment. But
Mhm.
then what happens is there's that generational impact.
Mhm.
So it goes down the line of the family,
Yeah.
whereas that victim then has a child or abuses another family member or somebody else, and it just
Yeah.
keeps going. So it's important that families allow for things to be talked about,
Yeah.
and for things to be shared in a healthy way, but for things to be shared even if it's within the family.
Yeah, yeah, that's really important. And I'm curious, in your clinical work, how often do you see clients wrestling with some of the same kind of family secrets that show up in Pearl?
Every day.
Wow.
All of my clients, I can say that my full load of clients all have something from Pearl.
Mm.
Some didn't. Some of the things from Pearl. I know Diane mentioned earlier about like all of the Black women in this family have experienced just huge disrespect, you
Mm.
know, and all of my clients, everybody that I see, they are walking in life right now in different levels of disturbances and mental and emotional health uh, issues because of the trauma, because of
Mm.
all of the trauma that they face. So I do a lot of trauma informed work.
Mm. So one of the things that I'm curious about, what was it like for you as a reader, knowing that this book was loosely based on real life ancestors and tightly
Well,
based in some places?
yeah, tightly based. So, you kind of like you kind of revealed how I am connected. So I am connected to this book, right?
Connected to this book, Truvella? How?
Yeah, it was based on ancestors, but not only ancestors. If is it okay?
Yeah, tell people, tell
All
people.
right, all right. Rhonda's my aunt.
It's
So
out. The word is out. Okay.
yes, Rhonda is
We're
my
related.
aunt. So this book for me, it was it was an honor, first of all, to read this book. And it because all of it, I know some of the stories,
Right.
but the way you put that together, like this book is that deal. So um it, it, it was just oh my God, I don't know. I'm kind of lost for words right now, but not only my ancestors, but the book was based on women that
Yeah.
were in my line and who I am, in the line of. And I myself was a victim of the trauma, that was passed down.
Yeah.
So, it was very enlightening for me, and it was a great reminder, even me as a therapist,
Yeah.
that that stops with me.
Hmm.
It stops with me.
So one of the things that I really wanted to do in the book is shed light on traumas, and also shed light that healing is possible. And I will
Mhm.
say one of the things for me personally, I feel like working on this project was one of the most healing things that I could have done. I've been writing for about 4 years now, and there are so many things that and I actually had a conversation with my mom about this today. There are things that I probably not probably I did that I held against my mom that I can imagine holding it against her because I understand her story. And probably one of the most healing things that your grandma, my mama said to me, and my mom's 91 years old, and my mother said that reading this book helped her understand her mother, and that she felt closer to her mother now. And that was everything. That was everything to me. To know that my mom could really face, you know, some of the circumstances that happened, circumstances that were like the circumstances that happened, and stand 10 toes down and be so supportive of the book. My mom was one of the first donors for the book, and that just meant everything to me. So, Truvella, before I let you go, I want to ask you one more question, because um, Pearl actually came into the world at the same time as your app, Hey Sis, Check In. Hey Sis, Check In. We've been calling them like twins,
Yes.
because they were born the same. What were they? They were born the same day. No, one day after the other. The
One
book
day I
went to
didn't
the
one day.
printer the June 30th, and that's when I released the digital edition. And then on August 1st, Hey Sis, Check. Tell us a
Yes.
little bit about Hey Sis, Check In.
Yeah, so Hey Sis Check-In is an app that was created. First of all, I created the app because I was just playing around with coding, and I'm like, hey, this is kind of cool. Let me just kind of play around with it. And I actually created it because I needed it. I needed it for me. I had a therapist, but I'm like, you know what? I need something for some emotional and mental health hygiene. Like, I need to do something every day.
Mhm,
And journaling is cool, but I'm like, I want something a little cooler. So I created an app for myself and my usage. And
mhm,
then this thing just started growing and growing. And then I'm like, shoot, I want to share this. I want to share this with the world. And I started to, because it started to help me so much
mhm,
and what it grew into, I said, you know what? I know people personally who this would help. And
mhm,
so then I started building this thing and doing more coding. And I'm like, I want to release this to the world. And so this app, what it does, it's a wellness app, not to be a replacement for therapy. I will say that again. Do not use this app is not meant to replace therapy.
right,
Um, Therapy is very important with in person, face a person to person. But it's a wellness app. What this app does is it allows you to go in. You can journal
mhm,
in this app. You can do grounding work.
mhm,
So there's like different like sound frequencies that can help
mhm.
you with relaxation and grounding and meditation. You have emotional check-ins, you have body check-ins, and then you have entries that
Yeah.
where when you enter certain things, you have it's a personal response.
Yeah, that's my favorite thing. I love the personal response you get, and one of the other great things about Hey Sis Check In is that it even gives you an affirmation for the
Yes.
day,
Yeah.
tailored to what you're dealing with. And
Mhm.
I love that these two things were kind of born at the same time, because we kind of they kind of what we both created was in response to a lot of the same things at the same time,
Absolutely.
but just kind of
Yes.
in our
Yes.
respective kind of genres. I wish the characters of Pearl could have had Jesus check in. that
Yes.
would that would have been cool.